So I was out doing what us country people do from time to time and spending my day at Tractor Supply because why wouldn't I when it's the only store within miles that has anything worth talking about? But when I was there, I thought, there's a few things here that are really related to preparedness that I bet a lot of people don't realize they actually carry at these stores. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 prepping items that you didn't know they had at Tractor Supply. Hey everybody, it's Magic Prepper. Today we're talking about 5 different prep supplies at Tractor Supply that you might not have known they had in stock. It's not something everybody thinks about when they think of Tractor Supply, and this video might be more for the people who are in the urban environment who don't really think about Tractor Supply too often when it comes to going out and getting supplies. So this gives you some ideas about what might be there that you weren't aware of. Of course, if you live in the rural environment and you spend way too much time at Tractor Supply like I do, then you probably do know about a lot of these things. And feel free to add anything to this list down in the comments below that you think is relevant to preparedness that people might not know Tractor Supply has. So the first thing on this list is actually Harvest Right freeze dryers. This is something they carry in store, which is really cool because I don't know if you're aware, but in a recent video, Canadian Prepper discussed having very limited access to the supply of Harvest Right freeze dryers and that they are on back order. So if that's something you're looking for and you're not sure how to get it or where to find it, I'll tell you right now, at least one in my locale, Tractor Supply had it in stock. So this is something you might want to check out. They have the medium-sized ones for about $2,900. They have the large ones for $3,800. They're expensive units, but they allow you to freeze dry your own food, which then makes it last almost indefinitely. So it's a really good tool to have for preparedness. It's very expensive. I don't personally have one, but if you can afford one and it's something you're interested in, you want to save money in the long run and buy food now and store it for much later where it'll be probably worth much more than what you paid at this moment, it's a good tool to have. So Harvest Right freeze dryers, that's the first thing on this list of prep items you might not have known they had at Tractor Supply. And if you go to Tractor Supply on a regular basis and you're kind of a freak about it like I am, then hit the subscribe button below because it lets me know that I'm not alone, okay? Now, the second thing on this list is going to be power inverters. So Tractor Supply has a good stock of power inverters, and these can be used from solar systems all the way to car batteries and everything else that comes down to being able to change over a battery into usable power. And power inverters are an unlimited source of power if you live in an urban environment because all you have to do is use some alligator clamps, hook them up to any car battery you can find, and basically you can plug in any device now that you have a hugely usable mobile power system that, like I said, almost has an unlimited supply of power based on the amount of car batteries that might be out there. So these are great tools to have. If you don't have a power inverter laying around, even if it's not hooked up for a solar unit or something like that, they're a great thing to have for emergency power use and for the ability to bring one with you in maybe a bug out scenario or something like that. Hook it up to any car battery you find and have the ability to recharge any of your items like your computers, your phones, your flashlights, whatever else you might need. Could be really handy. So power inverters is a good thing Tractor Supply has. You don't have to always just go to Harbor Freight, or you don't always have to go to places like Walmart. Tractor Supply's got you covered. Moving on to number 3 on this list is going to be canning supplies. So Tractor Supply actually has a good inventory of canning supplies. For pressure canners, they have jars, they have pickling vinegar, they have pretty much everything you need to be canning food. And as another food prep item that allows you to store food away for long periods of time, that can be extremely valuable. And a lot of people might not know this because a lot of times these canning supplies are stashed away in the back corner or hidden away towards the front or wherever they might be in your local Tractor Supply, but they have all the supplies you need to can food. And that's a really important thing to be able to have in the preparedness community, especially if you're gardening and stuff like that and you're producing your own food. You want to have a way to store it away for the winter, right? Store it away long term. Canning's great. Tractor Supply has you covered on that. The fourth thing on this list is going to be gas storage, fuel stabilizer, and some other fuel related products, kind of like their portable fuel filter funnel, which is actually pretty cool because let's be honest, in an SHTF scenario, you don't really know what quality of fuel you might be running into. You don't really know what your environment might do to the fuel that you're trying to use. And having this filter, which basically just makes sure the dirty fuel you're putting into your vehicle is clean before it goes in, is a good thing to have. But fuel storage is huge. Right now with gas so expensive all over the country, it might be a good idea to pick some extra gas up when you can, just in case things get worse. And if you're able to buy some of these 5-gallon military style jerry cans that they have at Tractor Supply that are polymer, of course, and not metal. But either way, if you get some of those and then you buy some fuel stabilizer, that can make the fuel last up to 24 months, which allows you to then store it away and have it for an emergency, or even if you just find yourself extremely broke one day and don't have the money to put gas in your tank, now you're lucky you actually stocked up when you could afford it, which might be something a lot of people are going to be facing very soon here. So it's a great time to be alive. Now, the fifth thing on this list that's relevant to preparedness that a lot of people probably don't think about when it comes to Tractor Supply, and at the same time a lot of people don't think about in general, is going to be animal traps. Tractor Supply has traps for many different sizes of animals, and that can be extremely useful in SHTF. Not only could you use traps to be able to capture potential food sources, but you might need them to get rid of potential menaces when it comes to rodents or any other animals that might be trying to ruin your food supply via SHTF scenario. At the same time, keep in mind that traps can be useful too in many other ways in the sense of protecting yourself. And if people are using dogs in a malicious way, this could maybe take care of that situation. You never know. I'm just throwing it out there that animal traps could be very useful. And Tractor Supply has a lot of different types and a lot of different sizes to accommodate whatever threat you might be worried about in an SHTF event. So, animal traps is the fifth prep supply on this list that's at Tractor Supply that you might not have realized is something they carry. And this is why I wanted to put together this list because, like I said, I spent a lot of time there. I was there today. I took some quick photos because I thought, these are great items that a lot of people might not realize are here. And, even if you did know that because you go to Tractor Supply a lot, keep in mind that a lot of people in urban environments that have access to a Tractor Supply might not have ever even been there because in their mind, it sounds like a store you go to get stuff for your tractor. I mean, let's be honest. But now you know, and now you have another alternate option when it comes to getting more prepared rather than always having to hit up the big box store and compete with everybody else with the same idea. So, just trying to give you options. That's the point of this channel. I am in no way affiliated with Tractor Supply. I just like them. And if you have anything else to add to the list, please comment below. And that's going to be it for Magic Prep.